So my trick, oh, great, the light. My trick is to take a little sawdust. I bought this riv-nut installer tool at Harbor Freight. I think it came with a supply of riv-nuts. I bought some more online at Amazon. It took me a while to learn how to do this, and I found that the best approach is you open the handles, you tighten down the nut on the tool, and then you give it a squeeze, and then you give it a couple of turns again and give it another squeeze just to make sure it's completely in. So watch this. I squeeze it all the way in, give it another tug or two, and then you unscrew it. And I think that gets the best connection. The first several that I didn't do that second extra squeeze, and I don't know how much of a difference it makes. None of them are spinning. I haven't had any problems subsequent to this, so something to keep in mind. And you don't need to install riv-nuts in every available hole. You really need to think about where your battens or furring strips are going to go. You generally want some strong horizontals. Where there's horizontal metal going all the way across, you want to make sure you have furring strips that go all the way across horizontally. And then you run verticals down each post. There's a lot of posts underneath. You can see like one right there next to my stomach. That's like a post, so they're all over the place. I used a combination of 3/4 inch ply, birch ply, as well as 1 inch, which is actually 3/4 inch pine that I just happen to have. I'm not sure. I know plywood handles moisture better and is less prone to warping. It's also a little harder. There's a lot of pluses to using birch plywood rather than pine. Pine has its positives too. It's really easy to work with for one. I haven't played with Play-Doh since I was a kid, so this was fun. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing with this stuff. I think I'm going to title this section of the video as Playdough Fail or something like that. So my first attempt with the Play-Doh after watching a lot of videos is I stuck the Play-Doh up on the actual riv-nuts, and then I pushed the wood against it, hoping or praying or believing that the Play-Doh would just somehow miraculously attach itself to the board. And, a couple did, maybe. And I tried to help it. And no, it was random. And I really didn't know what I was doing. And it turns out that Play-Doh wants to stick to metal more than it wants to stick to wood. So here I am ripping some 3/4 inch plywood furring strips. In some cases I call them battens. They're really furring strips technically. I think battens are more used for when you're going to fill stuff in between. Modified Play-Doh method. So now for my modified Play-Doh method. This is what I used for most of the alignment chores. You know, it's funny here, I'm talking while I do this, but you know what? I talk to myself while I do it, whether the camera's on or not. It's like I have an internal monologue that is out loud. Good. Let's try it one more time. So here's the trick. Here's the problem I have. These usually end up being stuck to the wall instead of to the board. So my trick, oh, great, no light. My trick is to take a little sawdust and sprinkle it on the Play-Doh. Push it in like so. It's a little messy, but then when you push, okay, so like this, I want it to be up the same height. Little easy push all the way, and then we let go. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Sawdust. Next is I have this M8 and M6. These are actually 6mm and 8mm drill bits that I use for drilling the holes for the M6 and M8 bolts. So I'm going to drill out the places marked by the Play-Doh. First one's an M6 spot. Very carefully position it. Okay, you get a lot of Play-Doh in your drill this way, by the way, but eventually it will come out. That next one is an M8, and so I'll skip that for now, and I'll do these two M6s on the end. Right into my board, but that's what it's for. Okay, and then M8. Slowly. Okay, that went all the way through. And then take the Play-Doh off, brush off as much as you can. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. You're not going to use this to give to a little kid. Well, I may keep some of this in my van because I have discovered that it's very therapeutic to do this. I highly recommend it. Stress. Oh, that's great. All right, this is without countersinking. And watch my sawdust. Without countersinking. And why am I missing a hole? Huh. Is that right? Oh no, that's right. That's cool. Okay. So go like that. And the wrong bit. That's hilarious. All right. So Sadly, I don't have a way of connecting this to my drill. Alright, and then let's see another of these. Do not do them too tight to start. So the reason I'm not worried about countersinking and everything, and I'm not doing them tight, is because this is only a temporary setup. I'm going to put all of these fairing strips up, and then I'm actually going to remove them all and install the low E insulation, and then put these fairing strips over the low E. But it would be literally impossible to drill all the holes and test everything with the low E there. It's hard enough to find the holes when you have all the right locations through the low E. So the best ordering I found is to create all of these fairing strips first, set them all up, number them, label them, take pictures of them, take them off, and then install the low E. Okay, so I used a Craig jig to cut this one piece. I'm going to probably just have this overlap like this. And I cut this piece of wood. It's not too tight, but tight enough that it's going to make contact if there's any significant weight on top of it. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is do my Play-Doh trick. So let's see. I want it to be roughly. So I'm going to put that mark in the center. So we'll go just put a blob right there. And another big blob right there. And some sawdust to make it not so sticky. Okay, so just take this right to the center and we'll just push like that and then carefully pull it back out, and got 2 marks. But in theory, that's not what I can say now. You know what? That's going to be good enough for now, because I don't want that to be able to be removable, because I'm going to put the low E under it. So I'm going to put another one here, another one here, another one there. So some of these fairing strips are without any backing at all, and they are only put in using Craig pocket screw holes. I don't intend to use these for much, and actually this is mainly to mark the edge of my bed. I actually position this exactly to be where the edge of my bed will be. So there's going to be a box, a push-out box essentially, at both the head and foot of my bed. It's an east-west bed. Anyways, I'm just putting a couple of the Craig screws in for now, just to hold it in place. Anyways, that's all I have for this fairing strip / batten installation video. As always, please like and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. This lizard is in fact alive. I think I actually verified that after I completed this video, so don't worry.